everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Dark Cloud 2. I'm your host, Soren Blackrose. And we finally got our videos done. Took a little bit longer than I expected. Thorn had some personal issues to take up with, and she had my hard drive, so I couldn't edit it. So yeah, it took a little bit longer to get the last episode out than expected. It's actually uploading right now. You could probably hear the fan from my computer in the background, which is unfortunate. I can't exactly move the mic further away than it is, so unfortunately you're going to hear a little bit of a fan for a minute. But last time, we went ahead and we finished Chapter 1. This time, we move on to Chapter 2, and we have met our new character. Say hello to Monica. As you can see, she starts with the 48 health and 8 defense that Max gets for eating everything himself in Chapter 1. What a hog. It is actually quite possible to feed every single defense buff in this game to a single character. I've done it. It's actually kind of hilarious how little things hurt you if you do that. However, you don't particularly want to do that, because coming up, as you might see in this episode, maybe next, there's certain situations that you get in where you can't use a character. For example, coming up in a few chapters, there's a whole dungeon where you can't use a character for half of it. So there's that. Monica, as you would have remembered from... Oh, well, I kind of skipped over that part because of no audio. Monica uses her longsword and her magic. We'll be getting into that when we get into the dungeon later. And as you can see, her sword tends to take care of beasts more than anything else. Currently, I should say. Unfortunately, it also takes care of Smash, surprisingly, not unfortunately. But we'll also be getting to that. And the Brassards are really the only weapon you really see the elements come into play with. Flame, Chill, Lightning, and Cyclone are the 4 elements of this game. Whatever element is the highest is the element that you use. This is a real unfortunate downgrade from Dark Cloud 1, where you're allowed to pick and choose your element at any given time. It's actually required for the final boss, so... yeah. The fact that you can't actually choose your element right offhand is a little bit annoying. It's kind of sad. We haven't got too much into building up yet, but Monica's Brassards have the least amount of legendary weapons out of every tree. There's only so many end goals you can have with it. I mean, you can make multiple of that particular end game stuff and change the elements after that. But they're not the greatest for all their stuff, which is kind of sad. Because while the melee weapons show like a little elemental effect upon damage, these are the only ones that really change their attack with each element. So it's kind of sad that there's only 2 at the very end. And we also got Max's Battle Wrench up to level 4 and his gun up to 5. We'll probably be polishing this up at level 5 today. I have yet to decide whether or not I want to take them all the way to level 10 like I normally do before we build them up. We'll see how much experience we get over there while we're in the dungeon later. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and move on. And a lot like Chapter... I'll finish this out after this cutscene.
What's that? It's a house all by itself. That's kind of weird. Let's check it out.
Yeah. Someone's there. Wow. Ah! What is it? What do you two want?
Hey, you're from the Firbit tribe of Sindane, aren't you? It's so cute, all curly and everything.
Hey! Hey!
That's right. There's something I want to ask you, okay?
You...
Oh, sorry.
Ow! 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 Oh.
Have you heard of a being here named Jurak?
Ah!
I wonder why he got so mad.
Yeah.
Okay, so, what I was saying was, there's actually quite a few pictures you can get here, one of which I believe is a scoop if you take a picture of that tree. However, other than the scoops I have to get in the dungeon, a lot like Chapter 1, I'm going to do all the pictures in one episode. And since there's no real roadblock to the Chapter 2 items, I'm going to wait until the end of Chapter 2 to do them all, just so it's a little bit more concise. For example, right there's the rock that you need for a lot of things listed in the, yeah, that. And a lot of invention guides. This is the first place you can get a rock from. Technically, you can get one from the rock that's blocking the train. But, yeah, Chapter 2 is the earliest you can get that. And a lot of the things around that are listed as Chapter 1 items. So, I'm not entirely sure what's going on there.
Nobody's home.
I hear the Firbits are crazy about grape juice. And we brought all this grape juice, too. Now what are we gonna do? If he won't let us in, I guess we'll just have to throw it away.
Come in.
Hey, it worked! Well, look at that! 3 of them! What? Oh, you want the grape juice, huh? Well, it'll cost ya. Let's see. I've heard you Firbits have a mysterious magical power to make things like houses and plants.
What are you getting at?
I want you to use that power.
Help you?
You probably know there's something strange going on. The whole world has become like one big deserted island. Everything's disappeared. At this rate, there won't be anything left in the future. I want you to use your building power to rebuild a town in this time.
No way! It's too much work. Besides, we got no time for that, so just...
What do you mean you don't have time for that?
Even if I told you, it wouldn't... Hold on, Rococo. Okay, you two, I think I understand. Come on over here and have a seat. The name's Conda. This here's Rococo. And this is Tobo. Pleased to meet you. So, who might you two be?
I'm Monica.
I'm Max. Nice to meet you.
You know there's something wrong with the world, right? A great darkness is trying to distort the flow of time.
I was beginning to wonder about what was happening to our forest. Of course, I'd like to help out, but... to be honest, we're in a bit of a fix ourselves. Even if we wanted to, we can't help you till we solve our own problems.
What's wrong? Tell us about it.
It's a long story, but it must have been about a year ago or so. One day, a beautiful woman got lost and wandered in here. We don't like humans too much, so we approached her carefully. Humans are crafty, cunning creatures. That's how we've always thought of you. But this woman was different, she was. Her soul was more beautiful than words can describe. said her name was Holly. I had a feeling that wasn't her real name, but that didn't matter a bit. During the few days and weeks she was with us, she wove a sort of spell over us all. She had us in the palm of her hand. Then, one day out of the blue, something happened. Holly left to search for food and just disappeared into the forest, never to return. A few days went by and still no Holly. We were so sad. It was like our hearts had been broken into a million little pieces. There was no way we could go on without her. In those few short weeks, she had become an essential part of our lives. So we formed a search party to search for Holly. A party of 4 set out for Rainbow Butterfly Wood, where she disappeared that day. But those 4 haven't come back yet either. I was sure I picked the most able-bodied of our tribe, but they turned out to be a bunch of goofs. So basically, at this point in time, I'm afraid we can't help you 2 out. You want us to use our special powers to help you, but the thing is, all 7 of us have to be here in order for it to... Besides, we're really not in a helping mood. I'm pretty sure you understand.
That's quite a story.
I have a proper...
I bet I can guess. You want us to go into the woods and find your 4 friends, right?
You mean you'll help us? Could you also keep an eye out for Holly? Each day without her brings us nothing but gloom.
I understand. 4 or 5, what's the difference? So what does this Holly look like anyway? Any special features?
Special features, let me see. Must have been... her hair. It was long. Wait, that's it! The potato pies used to make were the greatest.
That's right, they were mighty tasty.
Yeah, incredible.
Forget it.
Potato pie? That reminded me of the potato pies you made for me when I was a kid. They were so warm, eating them would always cheer me up. The most delicious potato pies in the whole world. Could it be the Holly that the Firbits talked about was actually you, Mother? Just thinking that made my heart... This was the other reason that I wanted to see the world, so that I could find you again, Mother. Even though the world had been laid waste, I had a feeling that you were out there. Somewhere.
It's just beyond here. Lately there seem to be some nasty monsters living in these parts. Watch yourselves now. Yeah. Legend has it that in these woods lives a mysterious rainbow-colored butterfly. And anyone who lays eyes upon that butterfly... You know, I wonder if Holly and the search party we sent out went and accidentally found themselves that rainbow butterfly. Just be careful not to run into that rainbow butterfly.
What do you mean, be careful? What could we possibly do to prevent it?
If that happens...
If that happens?
Just pretend you didn't see it.
Huh? Well, whatever. Okay, we're off.
Oh, take this with you, boy.
What's this?
It's the Firbit's favorite thing in the world, grape juice.
That is very clearly a wine bottle. Thanks to localization, they changed it to grape juice.
If you have this with you, those guys just might smell you and come running.
And I love the fact that whoever typed out the translations were a little annoyed that they changed it for the localization. And they put grape juice in quotation. Pretty sure that they blurred out the logo that's here. I do believe if you do play the Japanese version of this game, it is there. And I think it is an actual brand of Japanese wine. So the more you know.
Okay, I got you. Thanks, Conda.
Good. I'll be here waiting for you. I wish you good luck.
And with that, we now have access to the second dungeon. Go to the Rainbow Butterfly Wood. And with that, we are fully caught back up with where I was during the stream, so everything pretty much beyond this first floor, we will be getting to. Or will be new. Of course, considering how many of you actually watched the stream, you know. I did have one guy show up and was patient with me while I tried to figure out why the screen wasn't working, but... Alright, so everything in this forest wants to be killed with Monika's sword. Also, up there is a Himiyara. Himiyaras have 2 attacks. One, they spit out that goop. Didn't really get a good look at it, see if I can get a better angle. Yep, that goop right there. Their second attack, if I can bait it out here. Oh, there's the goop. They spin. Monika's basic combo is that one right there. She also steps down on her enemies instead of kicking them like Max does when they're down. For Monika's basic combo, 5 hits, 6 hits. It's a 6-hit combo with her basic sword attack. Holding forward, always does a forward attack. This actually changes depending on what sword you're using. There's 3 or 4 different variations of it. So yeah. This is a room where we gotta defeat everything with Monika's sword, so we'll go over her magic another time. But here you see man-eating grass. Oh boy, I'm getting my butt kicked here. And a skeleton soldier. We actually need a picture of the man-eating grass, but we will get to that at a later point. I'm going to go ahead and equip Monika here. With bread, her half of the powder I like keeping on her, and her armband repair powder. Monika's sword isn't quite as durable as Max's wrench, so you'll see it loses durability a little bit faster. Alright. Also, if you remember, in the first dungeon, the big metal doors that were always blocked, this is this dungeon's version of that. So we gotta find the dungeon key, as it were. I think it's dungeon key and floor key. Which is weird, because the floor key is the one that lets you leave the floor. But you think it'd be called the dungeon key because you use it all throughout the dungeon? It's weird. Also, the rocks here replace the crates. So make sure to break those for some pretty good items. Man-eating grass here has 2 attacks. That little spit, and then he does a little vine whip thing. Come on, camera. There we go. Alright, there's its spit. And there's its vine whip. These guys actually stun pretty easily, which is kind of nice. Now going a little bit more in depth on the skeleton soldier, now that I'm not getting double teamed by him. He also has 2 attacks. He has that one right there, which is a single hit, and an overhead hit. I don't remember if it's these guys or later guys. But they can turn that side slash into multiple hits. Monika's charge move is a jump attack. Also has AoE when she lands. It's a pretty good move. You'll actually see me spamming it a little later on. Not in this chapter, because it's a particular enemy later on. But there we found the slash branch. I don't think this down here leads anywhere based on how the map's turning out. So I'm going to go ahead and just run back here real quick and do this. Oops, I don't want to use the bread again. My bad. And the slash branch removes the webbing. Honestly, I think Monika could get rid of it with her sword easily enough, but you know. And you might notice that the shorter combos tend to do a tad more damage per hit. Keep that in mind, because sometimes it's better to get in for the quick short combo than it is try doing the full 6-hit. depending on what you're fighting, especially during some boss fights. And this is one of the only dungeons in the game where you are required to play an earlier level. And we'll get to what I mean by that a little later on. Okay, trying to figure out things to talk about. It's been 2 weeks. I don't remember what conversations I had going or anything like that. But now I'm keeping up with comments. I guess we could do like a question of the day sort of thing that a lot of Pokemon streamers do. Oh god. Flowers galore! Ooh, that sash right there inflicts goo. I don't think we have soap to take care of it. We do not. Alright. Get rid of that with soap. All it really does is make you move slow and attack slow. But my god, flowers galore. Go ahead and just target that. Come here, man, eating grass. And I'm sure, as you can see, is the title screen. His inflicts poison, by the way. Just keep that in mind. I'm sure, as you can see on the title screen. The screen up here for these guys. Almost every single monster here gives more experience than the monsters in the sewers. Oh, a lot of things over here. So this is a considerably better place to grind out all the things you want to grind. So bad I want to throw a rock into you to stun you first, but I gotta attack with only the sword. There's actually another move with Monica swords that comes up a little later. We currently don't have access to it yet. But when we get access to it, it's one of her best abilities. I'm going to switch back to Max to travel around here a little bit. Just to move faster since Monica's gooed. Wrong way. Alright, question of the day. For those of you who've played this game before, who do you prefer playing as? Max or Monica? I personally prefer playing it with Max's combos, but I find myself playing with Monica more. As for when I completed this game, there's a lot more grinding you have to do with Monica. If you want to get, like, every weapon and things like that. So. Oh, our goo wore off. Sweet. Unknown bone. It's pretty nice. I forget what all they can drop. You would have seen it on screen. I think it's unknown bone, cursed, or holy water, and something else. Not group me again. It's been a hot minute since I played as Monica, so I'm not doing as good as I could be. No, skeleton just chilling up here. As you can see, where Max's wrench was breaking maybe once every 2 dungeons. This is the second time in a single floor I've had to heal her sword. So yeah, Max's wrench is a tad more durable. this place here is honestly isn't a bad place to grind up Monica's swords a little bit. And that's gonna be every monster.
Looks like we got 'em all.
But I will be recording these every day now, or at least every time I upload a video. So make sure to leave your comments down below. Between me and Thorn, it usually takes a couple days to actually get together. So for now I'm going to do one, and then depending on how often we can get together, we're going to try making it at least 3 times a week. I might start recording 2 videos a session, just to sort of keep up on the days that she's not here getting the stuff to edit. Blueberry, the blueberry pie is not here to get it. I think that's what you said you identified as. So yeah. But that is our intro to the first dungeon. Let's go back and check Monica's stuff real quick, actually. So I'm actually quite curious as to what level her sword got to off that. I think it's only 3. Maybe 4 at most. Yeah, plus 3. Okay. So yeah, she's already got 3 levels on her sword from 1 floor in this dungeon. Yeah. Gets a little bit easier to grind weapons. So, like I said, I personally grind Max's weapons up a bit higher during the first floor for a personal playthrough. I didn't this time. You honestly shouldn't. Wait till you get to the first floor here, and then you can grind like crazy for all 4 of your weapons. So yeah, that's going to be it for this episode, guys. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. If you really enjoyed, feel free to subscribe. Remember, question of the day is who you like playing as more, Max or Monica? And I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care.